So for today, if we are taking a binomial that is 2 terms and multiplying it to a trinomial that's 3 terms, we're going to distribute. So if you are distributing, you're multiplying. So if you have 2 terms times 3 terms, how many terms are we going to have once you distribute? 6, because it's 2 times 3. So the first term in the binomial will get distributed to the 3 terms, and then we're going to distribute the second one. So that's why we can't really use the term FOIL for every problem, because FOIL only has 4 letters. And so whenever you start adding more terms, you can't really use that concept of FOIL because you'll lose terms. So we are distributing today. And so the first example I want to show you is pretty simple. All right, so that's a binomial, x plus 3. And then we'll multiply it to a trinomial. Let's go 2x squared minus 5x plus 9. All right, so in the first parentheses, we have 2 terms. So we're going to distribute the x first, and then we'll distribute the 3. So we're still distributing. So if we distribute the x to the first term, what's x times 2x squared? 2x cubed. And then x times negative 5x. Negative 5x squared. And then last but not least, x times 9. All right. So we've distributed the first x. Are we good there?
Do you have a sign-up sheet?
Nope, I don't have any.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, so far so good on that first part. Now what do we need to distribute now? The 3. Hang on just a second. Hello? Yes. Uh-huh. She's absent. Okay. All right. Bye. All right. So now we have to distribute the 3. All right. So now we've got our 3, and I always just put 2 lines underneath it just to show that's the second thing I'm distributing. You guys don't have to put the lines there. But now we just have to distribute. So what is 3 times 2x squared? 6x squared, and it's a positive, so we put a plus. And now we got to take 3 times negative 5x, negative 15x, and the last multiplication, 3 times 9. And we get 3 times 9 is 27. So if we look here, make sure, do we have 6 terms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that means that we've multiplied everything. So are we done? You'll say, what do we have to do last? Yeah, we got to combine our like terms. So we have to look for things, and whenever we write our answer, we always want to write these in standard form. So that means that we go from the highest power to the lowest power whenever we combine our like terms. So always make sure that you write your answers in standard form. And so that means that you're going to write them in order from the highest power to the lowest power. All right, so we're ordering from the highest power to the lowest power. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see all of that. Well, you still can't see it, but that's okay. We're going from highest power to lowest power. All right, so the highest power we see is a 3, correct? All right, we only have 1 term there, so that 2x cubed is just going to come right down. There's nothing else to combine with that. All right, what's the next highest power? The squared. So we have a negative 5x squared and a positive 6x squared. So what do we get when we combine negative 5 plus 6? 1x squared, positive 1. All right, and then we just go to our x to the first power, our x terms. So we have a positive 9 and a negative 15. Negative 6x, and last but not least, our 27. That constant just stood by itself. So once those are combined, then we can be done. So we want to distribute and then just combine our like terms. But the key to these is just paying attention to detail. Just making sure you take your time when you distribute and make sure that you're multiplying correctly, looking at your powers and all that good stuff. All right, you guys got to tell me what you're thinking. Pretty easy? Now, do you think that you can do this if there's more than one variable? You say, let me give you guys one like this to try, and then we'll do some examples that have more than one variable. So I want you guys to just model this. So the next one, I want you to distribute x minus 8, and then you're going to multiply it to 3x squared plus 6x minus 4. Hey guys, I cannot imagine trying to learn with someone having a side conversation. It's super rude, and I just don't think that's fair to everyone else in here. All right, so you just want to model it just like the first one. And just make sure when you distribute that you are paying attention to your signs. So I'm going to freeze this, and I'm going to put the work on the solution, and then you guys will be able to see it in just a second. All right, so even if you're not finished, that's okay. I want you to take a look at my first line. I want you to check your distributive property with mine. So when I distributed the x, I got 3x cubed plus 6x squared minus 4x. And then on the second part, should I distribute 8 or negative 8? All right, you want to make sure you distribute that negative 8, so that does go with it. So on that last part, that's why the negative 8 times 3 makes a negative 24. Negative 8 times 6 makes a negative 48, and then 2 negatives make a positive 32. So if you need to make changes to that, let's go ahead and do that. And then we have to combine like terms. So whenever you're combining like terms, this is what I got. Do you guys agree or disagree with me? You agree? So my 3x cubed just came straight down. But this was a positive 6 minus a 24 gave me the negative 18. Negative 4, negative 48 gave me the negative 52. And then I bring down my 32. How'd you guys do? Good, not good? Do you guys want to do one more like this, or are you ready to add the second variable to it? What does yes mean? Okay, add another variable. Now, we're still distributing. Nothing there is changing. We're still going to have a binomial plus a times a trinomial all right, and on this we're still going to distribute, but whenever you distribute, same rules. Multiply the coefficients, add the powers. So we have two terms in that print. What do you want to distribute first? All right, let's distribute the 2x first. So we got to go 2x times 3xy squared. So coefficients first. What's 2 times 3? 6. Now what's my power for x? If I have an x in each term. Squared. All right, what about the y? Yeah, it's just y squared. We don't have a y here, but we have the y squared here, so just bring that down. All right, now we have to take 2x times 5x squared. I'll say, what does that give us? 10x cubed. 2 times 5 is 10. And then 1 plus 2 gives us x cubed. And then on the last part, 2x times negative 4y squared. All right, what do you guys think? Sorry. Whatever is in my eye just needs to fall out. I keep blinking and then I think it's good and then it comes back. All right, let's see if that goes for a while. Okay, now let's distribute the 4y. All right, so we're going to take 4 times 3 to give me 12. But what about my powers? xy cubed. And then the second part, 4y times 5x squared. 20x squared y. And we always write our letters alphabetical. We like to write x before y. Now on the last part, we have positive 4y times negative 4y squared. Negative 16y cubed. Now, if we look here, do we have any like terms? Do we have any, like we have some things that are just an x, some things that are y's, we have some things that have both, but do any of those have the same variables and powers that we could put together? Say x squared, y squared. No. You're going to say none of them are identical, so guess what? You're done. That's it. Sometimes whenever, even though you think adding a variable, it does make, you have to pay a little bit more attention when you distribute, but sometimes it's simpler because there's not as much to put together at the end. All right, let's do one more in our notes, and then we're going to get whiteboards out. So let's go with, and I'll let you guys try this one. This time, we'll keep the same variable. Now on this one, you will have some like terms to put together. But I'll give you guys some time to try it. I have put my first part of my work. I put what I got when I distributed up. I want you guys to check, take a look. If you have questions, let's talk about it. Let's see, 3x to the 7th. Okay, 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 plus 2 is 5. And negative 3x cubed. All right, then I distribute by negative 5x. So negative 5, 1 plus 4, power 5. Negative 20, 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 negatives make a positive 5x. What do you guys think? All right, now on this, we definitely had some like terms show up, so we have some things that we can put together. All right, what's the highest power? All right, what's the next highest power? Then the next highest power. Then the next highest power. 1. So, this is what I got. So the x to the 7th, there was only one term. So it came down. All right, and then my positive 7, I got that from 12 minus 5. And then my negative 3 and my negative 20 made my negative 23, and then I brought down my 5x. Now, I do want to show you guys, this type of work takes not very much space. Like, this is the way to do it with the most minimal amount of space. Now, I want to show you guys, there are a couple of different ways that you can show your work. And I don't know if you guys learned how to, did you guys ever learn how to multiply with boxes? You didn't? That's, okay. But I want to show you a way that you can multiply with boxes. So whenever you can do this exact same problem. All right, can you guys see? Here we go. All right, so, and again, if you want to distribute, that's fine. But I just want to show you another way to think about this. So the first term is the first parentheses is 3x squared minus 5x. So 3x cubed goes here, and then negative 5x goes here. All right, and then we are going to multiply this to...
Do you want us to write this way down?
You can. All right, and then we're going to multiply it to x to the 4th plus 4x squared minus 1. All right, so this isn't really the best thing ever. But then what you do is inside the boxes, you just write what you get when you multiply the outside. So what is 3x cubed times x to the 4th? 3x to the 7th. All right, what is 3x cubed times 4x squared? 12x to the 5th. All right, what's 3x cubed times negative 1? All right, then you do the same thing here. Negative 5x times x to the 4th. And then negative 5 times 4x squared. Yep, and then negative 5 times negative 1. 5x. So then you kind of have all of your terms lined up, and do you notice the like terms are like in diagonals? It kind of groups your like terms together. So then you would just write, all right, that's the highest power, so that's 3x to the 7th. Then these two would be like terms next. 12 minus 5 gives me 7x to the 5th. And then you can combine those. 23x cubed. And then your positive 5x. Do you have the exact same, I don't know if I can see this. Are the exact same numbers in the boxes as you get when you distribute? But I know some people just have a hard time organizing and keeping track. There's just a lot of different ways that you can show your work. And I actually have used these boxes for factoring, which is what we're going to be doing next after we do this. And so I just wanted to show you guys that you can write things like this. It does take up a little bit more space, but sometimes people like having that visual that they can see each piece being multiplied and you know exactly from where each number comes from. That's totally up to you. It's just an alternative way. If you're good with distributing and combining your like terms, go with it. Like, I'm not saying you ever have to do this, but I just wanted to show you an alternative way to show your work. All right, so if you guys are done copying down the notes, we are going to do a few practice problems on the whiteboards for a few minutes. So the whiteboards are actually underneath your desk. If you don't have a whiteboard underneath your desk, I do want you to grab one And then you guys should have markers, but if you need a marker, you can also come and grab one from the drawer. All right, virtual students, you actually don't have an assignment today. You will have an assignment on Monday. Have a great weekend.